How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews back with another review. And we have everybody waiting tow today. Dr. Octave 1 on YouTube. Check him out. He does modular synthesis analog awesomeness when he's not petting my dogs. And we're reviewing a bunch of beers tonight. And we're going high octane all day. What did we review so far? McKellar Bad Worse. Or Big Worse.
Big Bad. Big Worse.
Yep. Then we did a, what was it over there? We can look. Dogfish at Old School.
Dogfish at Old School, yeah.
We did DuClaw Devil's Milk.
Devil's Milk.
We did a Brewdog.
Paradox Jubu or Juju.
Paradox. What was it called? I forget what it was. Paradox. It was a Scotch Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. So we're going high octane all day. And we're ending with a sessionable beer. And that would be DuClaw's Colossus, which
it's the third time they made it.
Yeah, some meager 17.3%.
Yeah,
I mean,
third Colossus they've ever made.
It's a chugger. Do we have a funnel? We can just do like beer bongs of it, maybe?
It's for parties.
Yeah.
This is what I drink when I go to the fraternity.
As far as what it says on the label, it says DuClaw Colossus High Gravity Hybrid. DuClaw Brewing, Baltimore, Maryland. 17.3% alcohol. On the side, aw, little story.
Yeah, this is how you get the story should tell you this is how you get a DUI.
Yeah. You know what? None of us are getting DUIs tonight, are we?
I'm walking home.
We're in my house, and he lives literally on the other side of the wall, so we're good to go. Okay. It says here, 3 malts, 2 strains of yeast, and a variety of spices combined to create a behemoth brew of unmatched proportions. Distinguished by notes of apple, peach, cinnamon, and honey. 1 sip, and you'll agree, size matters. And Wade's favorite term, respect the fluid.
That's right.
Yeah. Label-wise, it's kind of cool. It's alright. It's a little cheesy.
Yeah, but that's the way you want. When they got bad labels, usually it's good beer.
If they have awesome labels, it's good beer. If it's super ghetto, it's good beer. This is kind of like cheesy, though.
This is like, we're trying not to be pretentious, but we're going to knock your socks off. Kind of label.
Yeah,
a little bit of fire.
They're trying to be a little too graphically cool. Like, ooh, the Colossus is metal and stamped, and then there's like rusted stuff in the background, whatever. Anyway, again, it's all about the beer.
I've tried it. He hasn't. You'll see.
And the cap says, "Craft be cherished, rules be damned." Which, whatever.
I think
they're trying to be a little deep there, but they failed. Yeah. So there you go.
Because I don't care about the cap. I care about what's under the cap.
Yes, sir.
Look how you yellowed at it.
Yeah, it looks like it's a Pilsner.
Yeah, this is a Miller Lite.
It's a lager.
In the disguise of a good beer.
It's a lager.
But, he'll see.
There we go.
These will both be on your way.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. First things first. That is clear. It is almost like, it's like just a hair off perfectly clear, like Saizani in color. And it had a head on it, but it's almost gone now, and it's white as white could be.
That smell is very good.
Nose-wise, is lighter fluid.
It's
in a good way. In a good way.
There's apple, a little cinnamon, a little bit of peach.
But it's
like the label says.
It's boozy. I mean, it actually literally burned my nostrils.
The smell is boozy, but when he puts it in his mouth, you will see the change.
It smells like an apple Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, it's almost like a cinnamon apple. Like
there's a spice there,
like a spicy apple pie.
Like a ginger cinnamon, like ginger cinnamon or ginger apple, green apple Jolly Rancher. That's exactly what it smells like. It smells
delicious. It smells like no other beer that I have smelled in my life, and I've drank and smelled.
This is a unique beer night. We like I said, we've done this is I think our 5th review. Everyone has been so unique. It's like usually you get like, oh, this beer tastes like this, and this beer tastes like that.
This beer tastes like itself.
Yeah.
It tastes like no beer other than itself.
So it looks pretty. It smells crazy. Let's see what you taste like. Cheers.
Tastes delish.
Okay.
Dry.
Okay, well, here's the deal.
Yeah. Applesauce and dryness.
Me and Wade have a list of beers. We call them Roofies in a Glass.
This is one.
This wins. This wins the group. But there's like Beelzebub, Sammy Claus. What else is in there? What else will we put in there?
I don't know.
There's a couple.
There's a couple.
But those
We've
are
been
the two
drinking
big
too
ones.
much, so we can't remember right now.
Yeah, but this is dangerous. This is almost illegal. Like you're like, oh, I mean, there's a heat there. There's a booze heat.
Not really.
This is not a
17%. This is like a 7% of beer taste.
For the color, for the density, for the clearness of the beer. Usually, when you're talking about drinking your, imperial stouts that are barrel aged, you're talking about having so much in your face flavor wise. You're talking about roasted malts, and you're talking about, chocolate and coffee and all these things that you can use to hide booze. When you're talking about having a clear beer,
it's almost like a wine, but not a wine. It's light like that, like you could give your girlfriend.
You know what this is? If rum had sex with wine, it had a baby.
This is just good stuff. This is like a good summer beer that will kill you until you see the spring of next year.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is a summer beer you drink all summer and wake up the following summer.
This is like if you have somebody at work who you don't like, and they said, "Oh, you bring me beers with you?" And you'd be like, "Give them a whole glass of this," and be like, "Yeah, I brought this beer here, drink that," and be like, "Oh, this is kind of tasty."
And then they get fired.
And then he ends up fighting his boss, and then bad shit happens. That's what this beer is. It's anger in a glass.
It's apple. It's peach.
It's
cinnamon.
It's an apple.
It's a dessert.
Ginger, cinnamon, Jolly Rancher.
It's a dessert
in a glass that is almost alcohol, and that sounds like I'm talking about it being a negative.
No, it's
but it's actually a positive.
You'll know.
It's actually a nice beer. It's really cool for what it is, but it's definitely
its own.
It's getting to the point where it's not beer. Like, that's what this is. This is almost like reaching utopias levels, where it's like, okay, it's technically a beer. It comes in a beer bottle, and a beer company sells it. But you're getting to a point now where you're talking about, okay, it's some hybrid between liquor and beer.
But like I was saying, the DDC, the Dude the Shea, or whatever we want to call it, it's like almost like they're hibiscus with a 120. Has that flowery kind of taste with the 120 potency.
Yeah. It's good, but it's also, like, if I always go through the whole recommendation thing, if you like this beer, you'd like this. If you like rum and cokes, if you like
vodka, getting drunk off of one beer,
if you like vodka and Red Bull, you know what I mean? Like, you'll like this beer. You know what I mean? It's definitely a high octane, high ABV, just bonanza of drunkenness to be had with this. Now, rating wise, I'm gonna rate it like a 92.
I'm gonna give it about 93. You know, it's unique in its own flavor. I've tried a lot of beers, but there's not many beers that have this kind of flavor. That have like this succulent flavor, almost like that apple juiciness. But I'm not an apple beer guy, and don't get me wrong at all. But this beer has a unique flavor, a unique texture in your mouth. It's soft, but it's dry. But it still leaves like good hints and esters of other beautiful flavors. That the peach, as it says, and cinnamon has a good cinnamon smell, and an apple. It's almost like eating and drinking a dessert.
It absolutely is. It's almost like I was joking about being like a liquor. It's a super fruit ester forward beer mixed with a schnapps. It's almost like a schnapps.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, beer. It's a schnapps beer. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like that. I'm rating it on whether I like it. I don't rate beer within style. If I was going to rate this within style, whatever style this would be,
I don't know what style beer this is.
It would probably be like a 30 out of 100 because it's probably not within style. But I don't rate within style. I just rate whether it's good or bad or indifferent. And it's good for what it is. You know what I mean? And what it is a unique take on a freaking awesome craft, and the craft is craft beer. You know what I mean?
It almost tastes like an apple pie.
A little bit, yeah.
It tastes like an apple pie in a beer.
Yeah, just with that tart sourness. Like a green apple pie is you usually don't use green apples in a apple pie. Well, people I know don't. But yeah, it's like that tart green apple pie. And it's a green Jolly Rancher. It's whatever you want to call it. There's apples involved. There's cinnamon involved. There's awesomeness involved.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like I said, 92 across the board. Value and availability. It's weird.
Some places have it for $7.
I can find it for $7. I can find it for $14. $14 is a criminal offense. Yeah. You shouldn't pick it up.
$14 is ridiculous.
You shouldn't pick it up at $14, not because it's not worth it,
because that guy's trying to rob you.
That's not what it should be sold for.
No.
Pick it up for $7, $8, $9, maybe $10.
I've seen this all over the tri-state area for under $10 a bottle. Anybody charging you more than $10 a bottle is trying to steal from you, and never go back to that place again.
Yeah.
You tell them, take your beer and
I wouldn't
shove
go
it.
that far.
No, yeah, no.
I'm just
because
saying
they're trying to monopolize on your money. You're a beer lover.
I understand that. Just don't buy that beer. But if there's other beers there, let's say this is $14, but then they had 2004 Hardee's for $1. Would you go there? Would you go there?
I would, but they wouldn't, because if they're charging you $14 for this, they're probably charging you $85
You'd be surprised.
or your firstborn child for a Thomas Hardy's, depending.
Well, I'd trade my firstborn child for a Hardy.
I wouldn't.
But
this is a great beer. Yeah. It is. It is a fucking. I told you how many months. I'm gonna try that shit. The Colossus.
Yeah, it's been like 2 months.
More than that. I got it since the summer. And then I seen that your boy John post that shit, and it sort of said 4-pack for $28.88 or something. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, get one. It's a different beer, man. It really is. This is a different beer. There is no category I can put this beer in. I've tried a lot of beers, and there's no category that this beer falls in that I've drank.
No, it's like the old school from Dogfish Head. Like, it's its own individual, unique beer. The only thing I can fault it is just that booziness. It's boozy. You know what I mean?
But if you're 3 or 4 boozes into it, this booziness is nothing.
No, if this is right off the chute, the first beer we had, it'd be like, oh,
I drank it straight, just not drunk, and then had.
Oh, I know.
And chilled, it's much simpler. It's much more like.
And this is room temp. This is probably like 55 degrees, 60 degrees.
When this is cold, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
It really is dangerous because most beer people, when you have your beer warm, then you get all of that flavor. When it's cold, it masks a lot of flavor because cold, it chills out your taste buds and your throat. This beer cold is a very dangerous beer. This beer warm opens up your eyes, but it's still very dangerous. 17%. Not many beers are 17%.
It'll open up your eyes and close your eyes at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're right on point rating wise. What did I give it? 92. You're giving it a little bit higher. Value and availability, we skipped over that, and that's pretty much it. Another review in the books of a great freaking beer.
Availability, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I only know 2 places I found it at. 2 places.
Yeah,
and I frequent about 4 or 5.
Yeah, but it's just a great beer. I mean, if you're into good beer, if you're into unique beers, if you're into beers that taste different than beer, you should give it a whirl.
This is a first date beer for your new girlfriend.
No, don't give it on a first date, please.
This is your first date.
If you want to meet somebody you care about, don't give it to them on the first date.
You want to have a good night.
Please.
This is your first date beer.
Please don't do that.
You will have a good time. She may not remember, but you will have a good time.
Anyway, if you have any comments or suggestions after all that, please leave them in the comment section below. If you'd like to check either of us out on the internet, you can on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Me, you can find Massive Beers in all 3 of those places. YouTube, Dr. Octave 1, Modular Synthesis Analog Sexiness. That's what I'm going to classify his stuff as. Go both of those places, or 3 of those places, or 8 of those places, and yeah, there you go. Another review down, so.
Tastes like apple pie. I'm telling you, it tastes like the McGillicuddy's apple pie.
No.
Yeah.
Better than that.
You haven't had that?
I've
had the McGillicuddy's.
No, I've never had it before.
That's what it has that similarity. It has like that apple pie taste. It really does.
Yeah.
That cinnamon, appley, and a little bit of peach at the end. 17% danger. Will Robinson.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. So hopefully you enjoyed a review. Hopefully you enjoyed a nice beer right now. And hopefully we see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.